Yo, what's good? It's your man 100 Grand Ross with The Rock Never Stops. Where do the Golden State Warriors go from here? Draymond Green is suspended indefinitely. Clay couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. And Steph is being leaned on more than ever. And the Young Pups, they look exacerbated. They look like they're tired of being told, wait your turn. They look tired of being told, not yet. Fall in line. Watch these guys and let them show you how it's done. And Steve Kerr looks like he's just sitting there dumbfounded. And like the league done passed him by and he didn't realize it. I want to dive into that in this video. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button for me. Hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. Look, let me just start off with where the Golden State Warriors go from here has everything to do with Stephen Curry. Everything. With Stephen Curry, you have a superstar talent that you must optimize. Because I've said this many times before. Superstars are generational. They do not come very often. And they are very hard to come by. You might find an all-star. You're probably not going to find a superstar. And when I say a superstar, I'm talking about someone who can go toe-to-toe, scoring-wise, with any of the best players in the league. That they can take over games in the playoffs, in the finals. There's somebody you can give the ball to and say, hey, take us home. In fact, Stephen Curry for a long time had this in question. Could he be that? Could he do it? And I think he's proven for a lot of us that he actually can. And so now the Golden State Warriors have a superstar on their roster and a roster that's making it real hard on that superstar. I think the first thing that they're going to have to look in the mirror with Stephen Curry and say, can you provide the leadership that Draymond used to provide? Can you hold guys accountable? Can they look to you for direction? Verbal, not just being an example, working hard in practice, doing your pregame, making sure you're getting your shots up, coming in, shooting efficiently. Not just being a good player, a superstar player. You must now become a superstar leader because at Draymond's best, that's what he was. And now without him, you guys are already out of the play-in, heading in the opposite direction. And the teams right above you are only going to get better, whether it's New Orleans. Zion's going to get into better shape, it looks like, as the season goes on, the more he plays. The Clippers are finding their rhythm. And they have a winning streak. I think it's like a 4-game, 5-game winning streak. And they are all trending in the right direction, and you're not. Steph, can you step up and be a leader? That's the first thing that they're going to have to figure out. The second thing that they're going to have to figure out is what to do with Clay and Wiggins. Look, they're struggling. They are struggling. Do we think they can get out of this slump? I would bet that they can. But I think a catalyst for that has to be what they do with the void that Draymond Green is leaving. They need somebody who can be that defender, that passer, facilitator, who can make sure that guys are in the right spot and also getting them the ball where they need it. I don't know if they turn to Chris Paul. I think a Stephen Curry, Chris Paul backcourt lineup is just disastrous. But in moments and spurts, it can look good. But I don't think that that's the answer. I think it's going to have to come via trade. And this is kind of a segue into talking about the Young Pups. They're right. These young guys are right. They deserve their shot. Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga deserve to have the leash taken off. the green light lit up and say, show us what you can do. Especially when we look at the impact that Brandon Podziemski and Chris Paul have been doing with that bench lineup. They have been one of the best bench lineups in the league. Last night against the Phoenix Suns, they were the ones who brought the Golden State Warriors back in the game. In fact, if it wasn't for who Stephen Curry is, Steph probably shouldn't have been on the court to try to close out this game. They should have went with who got them there. Moses Moody was a part of that. And so I think the Golden State Warriors are going to have to figure out how to fill Draymond's role via trade, and it's likely going to come at the cost of having Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody on the team. Because at this point, teams know that the Golden State Warriors are desperate. Nobody wants Klay, unless they want an expiring deal, but anything that you're going to get back is not going to be what you're losing. And so it's probably better to bet on those guys figuring it out than it is to trade them for pennies on the dollar, which is what they would get for them at this point in time. And so a trade that's been lingering for the longest that I think needs to be revisited was Chris Paul, Jonathan Kuminga, and likely going to have to include Moses Moody for Pascal Siakam. Now, I think that this could be a match made in heaven. I think Pascal still has great days ahead of him. He was all NBA a couple of seasons, just a season ago, right? He's a 25, 8-4 forward on great efficiency. And within a Golden State Warriors type system, he seems like he would fit seamlessly. I think he can facilitate a bit at the top of the key, a la Draymond Green, but he has far more offensive pop. I don't think that even has to be debated. And he still has a high defensive acumen and IQ. The Golden State Warriors know that all too well, having lost to them in the NBA Finals. And so when we think about the possibilities of this team, we may have to start thinking about them moving on from some of the best young talent on the team in order to make up for what Draymond Green is leaving a void for, but also to make sure that they make the most of what it means to have a superstar in Stephen Wardell Curry on this team. But as always, I want to know what you all think. What do you think about Stephen Curry needing to step up, especially in leadership? What do you think about the Golden State Warriors needing to trade for somebody like a Pascal Siakam? What do you think about these young guys getting an opportunity? How do you think they'd probably do elsewhere? Holler at me in the comment section. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I'm going to get at y'all next time. Peace.